You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock. I realized yesterday I said it was Thursday when it's Wednesday, but how we feeling this morning, Leaf fans? Might as well start the show off and talk about it. Buddy, absolute brutal game from the Leafs last night, losing 6-1 to the Panthers. I'm not saying it's over, all right? We move on and we look forward to the next game, but I know Leafs fans are feeling defeated right now, and rightfully so. It's absolute torture last night. I don't think there's enough swear words in the dictionary to yell at the TV. Hard not to be frustrated watching a game like that. And I know to anyone who's a non-sports fan, you're probably like, shut up, this sounds so stupid, blah, blah, blah. You're always complaining. And, you know, honestly, it's games like last night where I wonder, why am I a sports fan? Relying on a group of guys to give me happiness? I was literally laying in bed last night, bummed out, and I felt so stupid. I was genuinely sad going to bed last night, wondering, why do I let a bunch of millionaires determine my happiness? And I don't have an answer because I'll always keep coming back. It's like Stockholm Syndrome or something. Honestly, I think the best way to compare it is the Toronto Maple Leafs, or any sports team for that matter, are kind of like a deadbeat dad. They keep giving you hope, but they also keep breaking your heart. But just like any kid, I'm still waiting on the curb for dad to come pick me up, because one day he's coming home. Or at least I friggin' hope so.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Don't get me wrong on how I started off the show, though. Just like Chris Daughtry once said, don't forget about that, Leafs fans. We just have to stay positive and do like the great band Journey once said. Don't stop believing. All right, keep that in the back of your mind. All right, I think there's a lot of artists that have taught us, like Napanee's finest, Avril Lavigne, as she once said. Keep holding on, 'cause you know we'll make it through. And you know, I'm not a religious man by any means, but if you pray to any sort of gods, I don't know if they frown upon doing that for sports, but Bon Jovi told us best. You got to keep the faith, all right? Big win coming tomorrow. It's not over until the fat lady sings. Remember that, okay? And once we get that big win on Friday, and then we win again on Sunday, just like Katie, it ain't over yet, folks.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Would you ever get a chip implanted in your brain? Probably not, right? Apple is planning on starting to implant chips in people's brains by the end of the year. They're kind of doing the same thing Elon Musk is doing with that whole Neuralink thing. They're trying to make their devices more accessible to people with disabilities and impairments. So if you're not able-bodied, you can get one of these chips put in your brain, and you'll be able to control your iPad or your iPhone with your brain, which, you know, sounds like a scary idea, letting one of these big technology companies inside of your head. But then at the same time, when I was reading this article, I started thinking, I mean, it's really only a matter of time before chip and brain technology gets to a point, maybe like 20, 30 years down the road, where it starts to look pretty nice to those of us with working limbs as well. And I know every day it feels like a weird sort of sci-fi movie we're living in with all this technology. And I know I complain all the time about AI technology and all this crap, but if you think about it, one day, brain implants could be no different than cell phones or computers. I mean, how many of you were so hesitant to use that kind of stuff? And now it's all that consumes us, right? Like, people always talk about the era before cell phones. There could be a day where we're talking about the era before brain chips. You know, you might be sitting with your great-grandkids one day. Back in my day, I had to use my fingers to swipe on Tinder.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, Sam, what do you think? Would you get a chip implanted in your brain one day?
Oh, heck no. Heck no. All I can think about is that's going to turn one day and somebody's going to control your brain instead of you controlling an iPad.
Dude, the scary thing is, too, is like everything else. It's like, are you going to need to get like a premium subscription one day to not have ads in your brain?
Like $19.99 and you won't get any ads.
Yeah. Like you get a migraine, are you going to have to call IT for them to come fix it for you?
No, you're going to call Tylenol, and then Tylenol is going to say, oh, for $19 every single month, we'll give you a subscription so you don't have a headache. That's what's going to happen.
What am I going to have to drive to Ottawa to go to the Apple store or something? Like,
and then you're going to have to pay $200 just to get tech support to look at you.
yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry, you don't have Apple Care.
So that's an upgrade, and we can do that after you upgrade to this plan. Yeah, no. Doesn't sound like a good idea at all, Brock.
This is the Brock and Dalby podcast.
It's been a long time since we've attempted to set a world record here on the show, and I saw one that seems quite doable this morning. There's a lady that works at a radio station in California, and a couple of years ago, she set the world record for most callers in 1 minute. She had her callers call in and just say bazinga, and she got 28 callers in 1 minute to get the world record. So I was thinking, you guys want to try and break that world record? All you got to do is call in right now.
Call Brock and Dalby now.
545-1057.
We just need to get 28 callers in 1 minute, all right? I will pick up the phone. I will say hello. You say bazinga, and then just hang up, okay? We need to get 28 in 1 minute. I think this is probably the most doable world record of all time. So once again, the number is...
Call Brock and Dalby now.
545-1057.
All right, and keep calling, and I'll just say hey, you say bazinga, and let's see if we can do this, all right? All right? I'll start the timer as soon as we get the first caller here. Hey.
Bazinga.
Hey.
Bazinga.
Hey.
Bazinga.
Hey.
Bazinga.
Hey.
Bazinga.
Hey.
Bazinga!
Hey. Say it. Hey.
Bazinga.
Hey.
Bazinga!
Hey.
Bazinga!
Hey. Damn it, say it. Hey.
Hey, Bazinga.
Hey.
Bazinga!
Hey. Hey.
Bazinga.
Hey.
Bazinga.
Come on. Hey. Hello.
Bazinga!
Hey.
Bazinga!
Hey. Oh. You were the last caller. We got to, what did I mark down here? We got to 17.
17.
We got to 17. Not even close, man. All right. Thanks for trying.
All right.
The
Bazinga.
Brock and Dalby podcast.
If you haven't got any plans for the long weekend, I have an idea for you. I recommend you go to the closest boat launch and just watch people struggle to back in. I saw this video going around on Facebook. There's like these pranksters, and what they did is they set up at a boat launch, and they actually cheered and heckled people as they're backing their boats or taking them out of the water. Here, listen to this. Some people are getting absolutely choked at them. Others are enjoying it there. It's a great idea, man. You grab a group of dudes, you just go to the launch, have a case of beer there, cheer and boo people. It's a great way to spend the day or get punched in the face. But honestly, you could sit there with a cooler, make a drinking game out of it. Every time that someone does jackknife or has to keep going back in and out, in and out, in and out, or they have to switch drivers, you take a drink, you can make a whole afternoon out of it. Or, I mean, if you're a real pro of backing her up there, you sit there with a sign, say, I'll back your boat in for $5. Great way to get a free case of beer this weekend.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Where the tools at? If you want to win a lotto ticket right now, all you gotta do is be a tool now. All right, I've got $100 in Lotto 649 tickets for Saturday's jackpot on the line. And today, for Tool Time, I am looking for someone to be an air impact gun. Now, I guess specifically an air impact wrench. I want you to pretend like you are taking off the tires and you hear the little lug nuts at the end. I want all of this. And I want the lug nuts as well, all right? So I've got 3 tools on the line here. If you are not one of them, that does mean you are a judge of the tools this morning. 762-555. Let me know who is the best tool. We will start with line 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Dan.
All right, Dan, here's what I need from you this morning. Can you be a tool for me, Dan? And the lug nuts? There we go. All right, Dan, a little bit of a vroom vroom kind of action from you, but I like your style. Stay on hold, all right, buddy?
Okay.
All right, that's Dan on line 1. Let's see who's on line 2. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Sam.
Sam, are you ready to be a tool for me?
Yeah.
All right, buddy, this is what I need. Don't forget the lug nuts. That's key, all right?
All right.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Ding, ding.
Well done. That was very good.
Thank you.
All right, hang on for a second. Stay on hold. We got one more caller here. Caller number 3, what's your name?
Good morning, it's Bruce.
Bruce, you are our final tool of the day. What do you think of the competition?
Oh, they're pretty good, especially number 2.
Yeah, right? All right, here's what I need from you, Bruce. Let's see what you got. I don't know why the lug nut sounded gross, but... All right, Bruce, stay on
It
hold.
flew in my mouth and I had to spit it out.
Yeah. All right, hang on here. 762-555, what are we thinking? Is it Dan, Sam, or is it Bruce? I mean, I think just Sam nailed it out of the park, right? What's the text line saying here? 223222222. All right, Sam it is. Sam, are you still there, my man?
Yeah, I'm here.
Congratulations, you are officially our tool of the day. So you get yourself a ding, a round of applause, and $100 in Lotto 649 tickets for Saturday, all right?
Woohoo!
If you do happen to win the big jackpot, you got some nickels and dimes for the fellas, or at least could you put my winter tires on in the fall?
Yeah, I could put them on for you.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, let's try this again. We're trying to break a world record this morning. 28 callers is what I need in 1 minute to break the world record. The number once again.
Call Brock and Dalby now.
545-1057.
All right, have that queued up. I'm just going to say, hey, you say bazinga and hang up the damn phone. All right? Okay. As soon as I get this person on, the timer will start. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Hey.
Bazinga!
Hey.
Bazinga!
Hey.
Bazinga!
Hey.
Bazinga! Bazinga! Bazinga!
Hey.
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 Ringing.
Hey.
Bazinga!
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 Oh. 19, man. We can't get this going here. I appreciate it so much. So close, yet still so very far, my friend. Oh.
All right. No problem.
I did this just because I wanted to be happy this morning after the Leafs lost, but just like the Leafs, I failed.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Text! It's time to send a text! 762-555. Ask all your questions, now read them on the radio. Text 762-555. Ask me all your questions. Send them to me and I'll read them on the radio. All right, since Dalby is not here, I've got a special guest on the phone. I've got the big corporate boss from Rogers, Adam Thompson, on the phone. How's it going, man?
Hold. Just 1 second. Sorry, the timing is bad. Can I get a venti half-calf, non-fat, no-foam oat milk latte, please?
Are you really in the drive-thru right now?
Hold on. Yeah. No, that's it. Thank you. Okay, ready.
Seriously?
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on right now.
I don't know. Well, it's coffee time, man. What do you want?
All right, okay. See how it works in the corporate world. We're just on your time, eh?
Working hard here.
Okay, so what we're doing here, because I don't know if you listened to the show, I got people to text in questions for you here this morning, Adam. Are you ready to get going now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So first one here is, a generic radio question, but they want to know, Adam, why do we always play the same songs?
Well, this isn't the first time I've heard this. I'd love to actually take this opportunity and let everyone know how often I hear this question from Brock specifically. Can I read the last email he sent me? I'll answer the question, but Brock is looking for a specific influx of songs or bands on the radio.
Yes.
This is the last thing he sent to me. Dave Matthews is criminally underrepresented on the rock brand. He has a staggering catalog of hits that we really need to start playing. Journey, Neil Diamond, just certified bangers that are nowhere on our radio stations. Kim Mitchell and Aldo Nova, CanCon legends that need more love. So everyone has their own taste. Brock loves Dave Matthews, Journey, Neil Diamond, Kim Mitchell, and Aldo Nova. Someone listening in the car may love a different set of bands. How radio programs their music, and this is the honest answer, it's the same way, a satellite or even Spotify playlists work. You it's all math-based, and you try to figure out how long people are listening for, how often they come back to a radio station, and then you use that math or formula to figure out how often to play the songs that are most popular. So that's why you will hear songs frequently or more frequently, but it all kind of depends on how much you listen. Like Brock is in the studio for 30 hours a week, so he hears more than most people, which is why I get emails about like, hey, can we start playing Dave Matthews? So I'm sorry, Brock, Dave Matthews not going to happen. That's just more of a fit. But hopefully that answers the question.
First off, I think if we want to get more people to make out in their backseats, we do need more Dave Matthews. And also, Aldo Nova is an absolute banger, so shame on you.
I know. No, these are your words. I'm just reading them back.
Someone wants to know, what do you think of my singing?
It's on par with your broadcasting.
And what is that supposed to mean?
You read into it what you will.
Okay. Someone wants to know, what do you think is where do you think the state of the future of radio is going right now?
That's a good question. Yeah, every industry is being impacted just by the world and what's going on. Radio's in a super solid place. I think there's always going to be a home for people in communities that are entertaining about things that matter in that community. And that community could be Kingston, or could be Ontario on the whole, or could be Canada on the whole. Community matters to different people, but playing great music and great content in between that music will always have a home. It's funny, I was listening to some BS thing about young people in trends, and they're like, we love radio because it's like podcasting with music. And I guess that's how the next generation thinks about it, is like podcasting with music. And that was kind of a good way to think about it.
Oh man, that's weird. All right, let's get to brass tacks here though. We've got 10 people asking, how much money do you make, Adam?
Oh, come on. Okay, so a lady never tells. I can tell you, I promise you it's less than you think. But my first job in radio, I made $9.92 an hour. It was part-time. And I can tell you with confidence, I make more than that now.
And someone else wants to know, when are Brock and Dalby getting a raise?
It depends how this interview goes.
Okay.
So it's not looking good right now.
Well, we can have a meeting after this.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I got a couple more here. What's one thing you like about Brock and Dalby, and what's one thing you hate about Brock and Dalby?
Oh, hate's a strong word, Brock. So my favorite thing about Brock and Dalby is 9 a.m. My least favorite thing is 5:30.
Okay, all right. And final one here. You got to be honest with this, because, you know, you've been churching up some of these answers here, Adam. Who do you like better, Brock or Dalby?
Well, since I'm talking to Brock and Dalby's on holiday for the umpteenth time this year, I'm going to say Brock.
Hey, I'll take it. And, you know, thank you for joining. And if you could stay on hold, and we'll talk more about that raise in just a second, all right?
Yeah. Can't wait.
All right. That's Adam Thompson, the big evil corporate overlord from Rogers. Appreciate you hopping on here this morning, buddy.
Pure evil. I am evil incarnate.
Well, you're not evil if you give me that raise.
Shut up.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is mendacity. Yeah, mendacity. 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 And it's the quality or state of being deceptive or lying. So like a politician, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, that just about does it. Have a great one. Cheers her up.
Mendacity. That's probably the best way to describe it. Donald Trump, he most definitely has mendacity. You got that guy like on the job site, or you got that one buddy that's always telling tall tales like, oh man, I hooked up with this girl, or I did this thing, or I did this thing. Just be like, mendacity, and see if he clues in. I mean, if they're fibbing that much, they probably don't know a big word like that. Mendacity. Use it wherever you can. Just try not to be it, I guess.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby Podcast.